New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, along with Congressman representing Virginia's beautiful 6th District, Ben Cline, and Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs from a wonderful part of Arizona as well. All right, thank you so much here. Claudia, I want to start with you, Congresswoman, I should say, more officially. What was it like on the floor today? What was the feeling? I mean, there was this, from the outside in, it looked like, hey, this could get a little contentious. Who knows what these last few votes were going to bring? What really went down on the floor?
Yes, well, it's great to see you, Jason, and my colleagues. I want to first say that I come from one of the most, if not the most beautiful district in the entire United States, New York 24, which spans the shoreline of Lake Ontario, has the Finger Lakes, and it's just an amazing place as well. So it was it was a little harrowing a bit today, but I have to say, and I'm really excited that Mike Johnson has never lost a speaker race so far, and it's because he's smart, he's resilient. He respects every single member. You never hear him say anything negative about them. He tries to work with each member. He understands how diverse our conference is. And he also understands that each member has a mission to represent that district. And he's trying to do the best job he can with the narrowest majorities. And as you just had the great former Speaker Newt Gingrich on, who has said it's the most difficult speakership that he's known of in the modern era, more difficult than even his job. And Mike does it with humility and patience. And he's a true constitutional conservative. But right now, he's leading the House with very diverse views. So I think that's where he deserves his to be commended, because it is so hard to deal with all the divergent views, which is good. The Republican Party doesn't fall in lockstep. We think about a lot of things and we stand up for our country. But we also, all of us, want to get the Trump agenda done, and it's Mike Johnson working yin and yang with Donald Trump that's going to make that happen. And I think they're a wonderful partnership, by the way.
Congressman Cline, what's your perspective? Like, what do you expect in this Congress? I mean, it seems like week in and week out, it's going to be high drama with such a small margin. One of you in the body goes the other direction. It's hard to get everybody into HC5, and they're even offering Chick-fil-A, and you can't get all the members in there. So how they going to move votes in the House is a big question.
Well, it's going to take a uniter like Mike Johnson to get the job done. We're about to enter into one of the most consequential periods in our nation's history, but the next 4 years are going to be amazing. And I can't think of a better partnership than Donald Trump and Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is a nice guy. He is an honest guy, a trustworthy guy, but he's a fighter. He was a fighter for Donald Trump on the Judiciary Committee, on which Andy and I serve, and he is a fighter now as Speaker for the values that the American people sought when they elected Donald Trump and when they elected Republican majorities in the House and the Senate. So we're looking to implement and to actually get past legislation that's going to deliver for the American people, whether it's a secure border, whether it's tackling inflation, whether it's returning education control to families, you name it. Those are conservative issues that Mike Johnson has fought for his entire career and that he's going to be fighting for alongside Donald Trump for the next 2 years as Speaker.
Andy Biggs, you've been in Congress for a little bit. You're on the Judiciary Committee. You know the ropes there. Explain to us where this reconciliation package is going, because I think that will be a tussle. I think generally Republicans want to have it all, right? They don't want to settle for anything less, but you have to kind of pick and choose what goes first, what comes later. So how is that going to play out? What do you see happening?
Well, as a lot of people don't understand, you only get two whacks at it, really, two reconciliation bills. And Speaker Gingrich just said, well, you should do the easy stuff first, like border. I'm not sure that's where the Trump transition team is. I don't think we're kind of splitting the conference, but I think where it's going to go, and I think I'm going to use this phrase, big, beautiful bill. I think it's going to, because I think it's going to have that border security stuff in it, but I also think it's going to have some tax policy in that first one. And why is that? Because I do agree with Representative Gingrich, Speaker Gingrich. You have got to get the tax package done as early as possible, because that will be this kickstarter to the economy, and that's what saves the rest of the administration for the next 2 years after that. But here's the thing to understand as well. The last time you actually were able to successfully pass two separate burbs in the same year, budget reconciliation bills in the same year, was when Newt Gingrich was the speaker, 97, so almost 30 years ago. So that's why I think there's a lot of sentiment to say, let's try to get the full enchilada at first, understanding that we might not be able to get all of it, and what we can't get done there, we'll pull through in the second time. But you want to facilitate the quickest, largest, successful package that you can.
Well, I think that's wise advice. And look, having been there, I served in Congress 8+ years. With a margin this tight, you got to make sure everybody's showing up. You know, nobody can fall down. Literally, everybody's got to be there and be on their game. And that's not just for reconciliation. That's for every single day and every single vote. And Democrats are going to be ready to pounce. So good luck to you. Congratulations being sworn into this new Congress. And the country's counting on you. There's big expectations. So congratulations to you. Thanks for joining us on Hannity, and Happy New Year.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.